Alright guys, today we have more PlayStation news and information to go over and talk about. We have quite a lot to go over here today, so before we dive into it, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button to help the video out, I'd really appreciate that. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are new here to the channel. But we're starting with the official announcement of two new DualSense controller colors. This was something that leaked out not that long ago, and I think some people were still wondering if it was a legitimate leak. Turns out it was. Sony announced it today, and they say over on the PlayStation blog, since the launch of the PS5 console last November, we've been delighted to hear all the amazing feedback and experiences about the DualSense wireless controller from the PlayStation community. Today, we are thrilled to introduce two new colors that will be joining the DualSense controller lineup starting next month: Midnight Black and Cosmic Red. Midnight Black features two subtly different shades of black with light gray detailing to reflect how we view space through the night sky, and Cosmic Red offers a striking black and red design inspired by the unique, vivid shades of red found throughout the cosmos. It continues by saying here that this new lineup of colors will be available at participating retailers globally starting next month. The exact date will vary by location, so check your local retailers for availability. Now, I looked over on Amazon.com, and both of these controllers, at the time of this recording, are up for pre-order. The Midnight Black is $70, and the red controller is actually going to be a little bit more expensive at $75. And so it says on Amazon.com that the release date is June 18th. So yeah, I'm actually really happy about this. I really like both of these colors. I think I do prefer the Midnight Black over the Cosmic Red, and I like the theme that they're going with here. I like the description they're giving. I think it's actually cool that this much thought goes into the design of these controllers. It's not just like, oh, here's a red controller, here's a black controller. So I do appreciate that. Now, let me know down in the comments below if you are somebody who does have a PlayStation 5. Will you be picking up either of these controllers or maybe both of them? Let me know down below. But now we're talking about Horizon Forbidden West, a colossal PlayStation exclusive that as of right now is still set to release in the second half of 2021. And that's what I want to focus on. We're going to ask the question, is Horizon Forbidden West actually going to release this year? Or does it seem likely it's going to suffer a significant delay into 2022? Well, we have some new information to go over here that was revealed yesterday by Sony themselves that should make you feel much more confident in that 2021 release date. Now, it's worth noting that anything can happen, and I don't want to sit here and say that it's written in stone that this game won't get delayed and it will launch this year. But I think this is very different from, say, the God of War situation. I think we all know at this point that God of War is not launching in 2021. It will most likely launch in the first half, maybe even the second half of 2022, depending. But I am feeling very confident that Horizon will make that 2021 launch. So we're reading from the Wired interview, or the Wired article that came out yesterday, and we did do a hour-and-a-half long reaction stream to it, and I know not everybody's going to watch that, so I wanted to make sure to put this in a shorter form video, and some of you were actually asking me to do this as well. Now, this is coming from Angie Smets. He is the studio director at Guerrilla Games, and so I'm going to read this excerpt from the article. It says, Guerrilla Games found itself staring down the barrel of a game that hadn't even finished its voice and performance capture, let alone playtesting. For the audio, Guerrilla shipped recording booths to the voice actors' homes. Performance capture was tougher, since it couldn't use its usual facilities in California, but last summer the studio moved into a new Amsterdam space they designed to have a motion capture stage. That, plus some very careful hygiene, allowed them to get what they needed. And the playtesting, well, it's a good thing Sony had invested in cloud gaming for its streaming service PlayStation Now. Seeing that first playtest using PlayStation Now was a huge relief, says Smets, knowing that, okay, we can continue. Now, I want to really emphasize a couple of things here. First, I want to make it clear that Sony did not have to go in depth here explaining these workarounds. Okay, the reason why they're doing this is because they want to reassure everybody that they went above and beyond to work around these problems, to find solutions in a timely manner, so that way they can release this game this year and we won't have to wait, until sometime in 2022. Okay, the other thing I want to focus on here is the fact that we have Sony apparently Shipping, to me, this is just crazy, and it just goes to show how far Sony's willing to go to make sure that these games will, you know, continue to be produced smoothly. Shipping recording booths to the voice actors' homes. So that's kind of crazy, but it makes a lot of sense. And, you know, you look at what they're saying here. They're talking about, you know, voice and performance capture. They're talking about playtesting. These are all things that until you get them locked in, until you get them finished, you cannot release your game. You just can't, right? And we know that Sony has a very high bar when it comes to quality. We know that their studios care very much about that as well. So I have no doubt that if there does need to be a delay, they're going to delay it. They're not going to hesitate to delay it if it absolutely needs it. But it seems that they are working incredibly hard to make sure that this game launches in 2021. And I think it's a big deal that it does, because we have to understand this is not a PS5 only title, right? This is a PS5 and a PS4 title. So it's guaranteed to sell extremely well. And it would just make sense if Sony could get it out during the holiday season. But we're going to keep moving along here and talk about another big PlayStation 5 exclusive, that being Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Over on Insomniac Games' official Twitter account, they tweeted this out today. They said, "We are pleased to announce that Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart has gone gold ahead of its release on June 11th exclusively on PlayStation 5. And they put a little video clip here, which shows the new character Rivet getting a gold bolt and unlocking a trophy that says gone gold. So it's actually really cool to see that they put this here. It's a really nice way to announce that they've gone gold. And there seems to be a lot of hype for this game. Like, there is way more hype for this game than I was anticipating, maybe even more hype than Insomniac Games themselves were anticipating. And I think this game's going to be incredible. And I want to also let you guys know, for those who care about unlocking trophies or unlocking platinums, that apparently Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart's Platinum Trophy can be earned in one playthrough. So it says here, developer Insomniac Games has revealed that it is possible for PS5 players to earn the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart Platinum Trophy in a single playthrough, although it won't be an easy task, to say the least. Speaking with IGN India, Insomniac Games' Mike Daly revealed that the game will feature a challenge mode that allows you to carry over your character leveled up and packing some useful gadgets. And so he said, if you are the type of player who just really embraces the game and loves it, we are going to make it possible to get the platinum without wasting your time. Now, we know that some players really want to go much further than that and much deeper into the game. And so, as with past Ratchet games, we've got a challenge mode that lets you start from the beginning of the story again, but with your completed leveled up hero and arsenal and a handful of gadgets. So I actually think this is a really cool thing that Insomniac Games is doing. There's really not many games out there, as far as I know anyway, where you can just get the platinum in a single playthrough. Now, this obviously means you're going to have to pay a lot of attention. You're going to have to make sure you're exploring every single area and make sure you're not missing anything. You're definitely not going to get the platinum in one playthrough if you're just trying to rush your way through the game and just kind of, you know, go in a single straight line without deviating from that path. But there you go. You know, this is something that we see with a lot of Sony's exclusives. The developers try not to make, most of the time, these platinum trophies ridiculous or, you know, just something that's going to take, you know, an absurd amount of time. I mean, not all of them are like that, but you know, I think that this is good and I appreciate it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to platinum Ratchet in my first playthrough, but knowing I can gives me a lot of hope that I am going to be able to platinum it in general. But we're moving on from that and talking about another critical piece of information that was revealed by Sony yesterday, and that is the fact that Sony has more than 25 PS5 exclusives in development, and almost half of them are new IP. This is what Herman Hulst revealed during this extensive Wired article. He came out here and he basically put everything to rest, all of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, whether or not Sony was going to continue to take risks. And he said that they have more than 25 titles in development and nearly half of them are new IP. I mean, does it really get any better than that? As I said, I'm sure most of you are well aware that there has been an excess of fear lately surrounding the PlayStation brand and the direction they're going in and Are they still going to make big risky exclusives, or are they only going to play it safe, yada yada yada? And I told you guys, like, let's just be patient, let's see what happens. And I'm glad that we did, because it seems that Sony felt the need to respond to this and just reassure everybody. I mean, they're already releasing great games, but just let us know, hey, we have a lot of games in development. And I've been telling you guys for some time now that, you know, Sony, they're not just going to sit back while, you know, a company like Microsoft is acquiring Bethesda and having 23 studios and suddenly shifting the conversation that this is how many games we're going to be able to put out, you know, year over year. Sony's not just going to sit back and say, okay, well, that's cool, and then not do anything. No, they're doing their own work behind the scenes. And this is just, I guess, Sony reminding everybody that, hey, you know, we are still making a lot of games, and a lot of these games are going to be new. They're going to be fresh. And I think that that's actually the most important thing here. It's not necessarily the fact that they have more than 25 titles. That's a lot. That's actually a ton, and that's incredible. But what's even more incredible and even more important is the fact that they stress half of those are new IP. So that should really put a lot of minds at ease. Anybody who is thinking that Sony's not going to bring out new stuff, fresh stuff, and take risks on it, that's just not the case here. So really good news there. But I want to close out this video by just letting everybody know that something else we learned within this article is that apparently PS5 games sold 11% more units than PS4 did in its first 5 months, and that PS5 users spent 81% more time on their consoles. So this isn't like a huge deal, but I think it is worth noting that, you know, not only is the PS5 somehow managing to break records and sell the way it is during a time when things are just not in favor of, you know, producing a lot of PS5s, but people are buying more games on the PS5 than they did with the PS4. And the fact that users are spending 81% more time on their consoles, that is pretty incredible. So just some really good stats here, some really good stuff to let you know just how healthy PlayStation is right now, and things are looking really good. So that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.